sa lahat ng mga tao. This is INCRadio. Anywhere in the world go. We are always together, connected to everyone. Life will be better. Tayo na, sama-sama halina sa INCRadio International na. Ito, palaging konektado ka sa INCRadio na.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Hello and welcome to everyone joining us here on INC Radio Oregon. We thank you once again for sharing your precious time with us. We hope that you will enjoy our topic discussion. And I am your Manang Flo or your sister Flo Guillermo coming in from Vancouver, Washington, here in the District of Oregon. Of course, we're so excited because we have a great panel joining us today for our topic discussion. And so we encourage all of you there in our live chat to engage with us throughout our program and stick with us throughout the program as well. And when you're chatting with us, I know you're probably saying hello to each other, greetings, and also to remember to hashtag your local congregation or your group worship service. So we are just super excited to talk about our topic, which is social media, technology, and you. And we hope that every one of you out there are enjoying your weekend. I know some of us are Saturday, some of us are already on Sunday, for those of you that's in the Philippines. So very good early morning there. And for us here, it's good afternoon. And some in the East Coast, it's good evening. And so, let's get right down to the topic because we're really excited. Social media and technology have evolved, over the years. All of us can agree to this, right? And have become a very, very significant part of our everyday lives. So let's discuss how this impacts our daily life and our relationship with one another, and how we can use these tools for sharing our faith as well. And of course, to help me out with this discussion this afternoon are my wonderful panel today. And I'm just going to go from my left to right on my screen. So here we go. Let's call on our sister Jillian.
Hello, Sister Flo, and thanks for having me on INC Radio today. It's always a happy Saturday when I get to join. I would just like to send my greetings to my parents, Brother June, and Sister Annalisa from Roseburg Group Worship Service, and also would like to say hello to my resident minister in the local congregation of Portland, Brother Jake Cruz, and to all of his family. And I hope all of our viewers have a fun time watching our broadcast today. Back to you, Sister Flo.
All right. And so let's have our next panelist join us, Sister Sadie.
Hello po everyone, and greetings to everyone who is watching INC Radio today. I'm Sister Mercedes Marlene Pizarro from the local congregation of Hillsboro. I would like to greet my parents, Brother Mar and Sister Melinda, who are hopefully watching in the other room. I would also like to greet my brother, Brother Jeremy, who's in the District of Virginia, and to all of my friends all over the Philippines, especially one of my friends who's celebrating his birthday from Pangasinan. And happy birthday.
Wow, happy birthday. All right. And we have Brother Tyler. Hi, Brother Tyler.
Hello po. Thank you for having me here again. My name is Brother Tyler from the local congregation of Albany. I'd like to send my greetings to my parents in Hawaii, to Brother Milton and Sister Lily Jacinto from the local congregation of Kailo Kona, and also greetings to my resident minister, Kapalo, and his family. I hope you guys are all doing well po.
All right. And of course, thank you. We have a wonderful guest panelists here today, and we're just gonna, have fun with our topic discussion. So, to get everyone started, our Kuya text, please put up our first live chat, warm chatter slide, and so I'll just go ahead and read our question to all of you. And while they're getting this up, the question for all of you is, what is your favorite? There we go. What is your favorite device, and can you do without it for a day or even a few hours? And so keep in mind, we're talking about social media and technology here. So this is what we're asking all of you out there. So put it there in your live chat. What's your favorite device when it comes to social media and technology? So let's ask Sister Sadie, what's yours?
There's so many to choose from, Sister Flo, but I think one of my new favorite devices is my tablet because I can access, of course, all of my social medias there. I can also take down notes. I can compose songs on there, and everything is just easy touch and easy access. But I think I can go a couple of hours or even a day without even opening up my tablet. I think if I try hard enough.
You try hard enough. I know sometimes we cannot part ways with our devices, right? So yeah, so yours is your tablet. And then how about you, Sister Jillian?
Hmm. Yeah, Sister Sadie, there's just a lot of devices out there. It's hard to choose a favorite, but I think for me, I would choose my laptop. I feel like there's just a lot of things that you can do on a laptop. Like you said, Sister Sadie, music softwares, being able to make music, and as well as viewing our social media. I'm kind of on the same boat as Sister Sadie. I have a lot of the same reasons as to why my laptop's my favorite. But I think I can go without it for a few hours. I can definitely spend a day without it. Now, if we're talking about my phone on the other hand, that's a different story. But with the laptop, yes, I can go a few hours without it.
Okay. What about your cell phone? Can you do without it? Even just a few hours?
A few hours, yes, I can
Yeah.
if I
But
try
not the
hard.
whole day.
Maybe not the whole day.
All right. All right. And we have Brother Tyler. Yeah, they're working on you to get on our grid also. So there you go. See, on point. Brother Tyler, for you, what is your favorite device? Can you do without it?
My favorite device would probably be my phone. Obviously, it's always next to me. It's the all-in-one. Can do pretty much anything: call, text, use, access your social media apps, and I don't know if I can go entire day without it, but I can definitely do a few hours here and there.
Okay. For me, I like most of us, I think a good majority of us um, is our cell phone or smartphone, that is. Um, it's hard to part ways with it even, but you have to kind of put it away for a little bit. As far as my other device that is my favorite is of course my Surface laptop. Not promoting, but it's called Surface laptop, that is, and that's my everything basically when it comes to uh, anything to do with church task, for radio, for Christian family organization activities. I need that, and I mean, I can do without it for a few hours, but I need that every time I need to work on something. All right. And so let's go on to the next question. So I'm gonna have you. Oh wait, hold on. Do we have people saying their answers? Let's see. Sister Melinda Pizarro says her favorite device is her phone. It keeps her in the know, right? All right. Yeah. I think it's everybody's um we all have that commonality when it comes to our favorite device, which is our phone. It's basically attached to us somehow, right? All right. And let's see. Anyone else, Sister Jillian? Do you see anyone else answering our favorite device question?
Let me look. Also from Sister Melinda Pizarro, she said her other favorite device is her smartwatch. So I feel like those have been in trending a lot lately, especially it's
Oh,
been really helpful. So that's a really good device to have.
I heard that also has something to do with they have like some health things that like they measure your heartbeat or your steps, things like that. So that's useful too. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's have the next question up, Kuya Text there. Um, so we're gonna have everyone think about this. So name at least three social media accounts that you can find Christian content of the Church of Christ. So for those of you out there who may be curious, maybe they're not sure, you'll find out right here on our panel today. And let's see. Let's ask Brother Tyler. Let's ask you. What are do you get to see the different social media accounts when that has Christian content for from our Church of Christ platform?
Yes, but I know that we have accounts on Instagram, like the INC Light Life. That's a
Hmm.
really good social media way that the Church of Christ uses social media. And we
Hmm.
also have YouTube channels, um, such as this. The INC Radio is a perfect example.
All right. So you got three. Let's ask Sister Sadie. What do you have?
To go along with what Brother Tyler said, along with our INC Radio YouTube channel, we also have our INC Original Music channel. And
Yay.
then also, a brand new one is our Spotify channel, where you can find all of our original Christian music there, especially our new releases.
Yeah, I found them listening to them. So I'm just gonna put it out there as well. Our Spotify, if you don't already know, I know one of my favorite albums already is the piano instrumental music, right? That could go on forever in a day and just go on with your day, relaxing music for all of us. Sister Jillian, I know you're a very active social media. Um, who do you follow there in social media that has um, Christian content of our Church of Christ?
Yes, so I am I like to see all of our Church of Christ media on Instagram, and so just to mention a few,
Yeah.
um, there is the Blueprint, the INC Media. They share a lot of pictures of the beautiful chapels around the world. So if you can't travel there in person, you can go ahead and see it on their Instagram page, as well as the Bible.verses.inc, where they share a lot of Bible verses every week as inspiration. And they also have the Verse of the Week segment on there that they post every week. I love viewing those. And as well as the Heart and Soul Conversations. So as a Kadiwa member, I think that Heart and Soul Conversations podcast is a very, very heartwarming, and it's really inspiring to listen to. And actually, in our live chat today, Sister Jasmine Gutierrez says that she's an avid Heart and Soul Instagram visitor. So they have a lot of good content. And actually, Sister Jasmine Gutierrez is on the Heart and Soul podcast team. So um,
Yay.
I would love to talk to her about the Heart and Soul podcast as well.
Yeah. Okay. So just one thing I think Sister Jasmine also said, I love using my Switch, but or Swatch, I guess it's her watch, I guess, but I don't know if I can go a day without it. So yeah. that's that. Sister Lovejoy Yaneza from Hillsboro says Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Those are places that you can find Christian content from the Church of Christ. Also, Brother Andrew Wynn from INCRadio Virginia mentioned pasugo.com. Pasugo.com.ph. So those are, some of us, maybe we don't have a chance to get the hard copy of the Pasugo or the God's Message. This is one way to go check out the different articles that's there. And who knows, you might be able to see contents or articles from the District of Oregon as well as the different districts out there, right? So yeah, so that's it for our warm chatter. So I think we're pretty much warm chattered or warm, because our weather's been kind of cold lately here in the Pacific Northwest. So hopefully we can stay warm with our topic discussion as well. All right. Before we start asking questions with our panelists today, let me just go ahead and say hello to our brethren who joined us this afternoon. Well, we have a first honor login this afternoon. His name is Brother Justin Callejo from local congregation of Everett, there in Washington State, and that's upper north of me, of Washington, because I'm in Washington. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting Sister Danielle McCalintal from Vancouver, Brother Andrew, again, from local congregation of High Point. Also, Brother Albertson McCalintal, one of our resident ministers from Vancouver. Thank you for joining us. Sister Jasmine Gutierrez, Sister Annalisa Pimentel. Hello, Paul. Let's see, Brother Nathaniel Russell from INCRadio South Central States, from the local congregation in Fort Worth, Texas. Sister Melissa Yaneza and Sister Mary Jane Angeles from Hillsboro. Thank you so much. Of course, we say hello to Sister Melinda Pizarro as well from Hillsboro. And then all the way down from the southern part of Oregon is Sister Morietta Miller, Medford Group Worship Service. Oh, and we have a mom and dad team also joining us. Brother Mar Pizarro, and I'm sure Sister Annalisa, as well as Brother June Pimentel, mom and dad team joining us. So, all right, good support for us here. Sister Melissa Balan from Oregon City. Okay, we're going to continue some more in a little bit. And so let's go on to our topic discussion. So, we weren't so much into social media, before the pandemic hit, right? Because when pandemic hit, right, everybody got shut down. We weren't able to socialize, and so social media came to be part of our lives. So now that we're well into it, why do we need social media? So I'm gonna go ahead. One of you can just jump in and tell us why you need social media. Go ahead.
I'll start off.
Yeah.
I think social media has become a very important tool for communication. We've been able to connect with a lot of our friends and family who aren't close to us, as a way to kind of keep in contact. So I think that's a reason that we need social media today, Sister Flo.
Yeah. Same for me too. Social media more like staying in touch with people, not so much to know what they're doing or whatnot, because it's up to them to go ahead and post what they're doing. But it's good to know that they're out there. Sister Sadie, what do you use social media for?
to go along with what you and Sister Jillian have already mentioned, communication with friends and loved ones that are not near us but can be anywhere in the world. Also, keeping up with current events, not just
Mm,
like what's going on in the world, but what's going on with our friends, what's going on with our families. If we can't be there physically, at least we can see what's going on with them.
yeah. And that's a good thing too about social media, right? That's what we're there posting. For you, Brother Tyler, you're away from family. Do you are you always there on social media? How do you use that?
Yes, but I think it's social media is a very useful tool to stay connected. I agree with what everyone else was saying. We might not have the convenience of a face-to-face conversation, but through the use of social media, we're able to connect with people and stay up to date with current events with anyone or anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Um, Good thing you mentioned current events. So current events are almost at a snap of a finger, of a snap of our fingers, right? That we see, the media outlets are posting things that's going on, and sometimes we hear things of, weather reports, and sometimes these weather affects our loved ones, and so they have things like on our social media, like they let us know that they're safe, they're okay, especially like those recent storms that we've had in on the East Coast. We have a lot of members who are out there on that side who were affected as well. Even just for our neighbors, those just there, we know what's going on. So current events is one of them. For me, I use social media. It's a good way to learn things. We learn from each other. Of course, we use our discretion on what we're picking up. Um, and and that's basically kind of like a daily thing for a lot of us, right? So social media is an important thing. I mean, it's I would say a need, more like a need than a want, right? So let's see. Um,
Sister Flo, I
yeah,
like that you mentioned that social media, you can use it as a way to learn things. There's
yeah.
a lot of different um, learning tutorials online as well, like cooking recipes, do it
Mhm.
yourself, tutorials on if there's something that you don't know how to do. Social media can be a great learning environment as well. So I really like that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I do that a lot, just picking up on things I just to learn added knowledge, how to make yourself better. Of course, make sure you're learning it from the right people, right? That aligns with what we know as members of the Church of Christ. Um, and let's see, Brother Andrew, I know he's far away from his family. His wife is also from the Philippines, and social media is a great way for those who we love who are far away. So it's a good connection tool. Good connection tool. Sister Jasmine says she says she gets to meet new people on social media too, right? Make friends. Sister Melissa Balan, social media helps us with sharing our faith to others. And yeah, and we're fortunate because we have great content, um, Bible based contents, right, to share with others. Um, also, it's a good way, it's a good tool for so many things that we could use it for. We just got to make sure that we're using it properly. So what is the best part of having technology in our daily life? Brother Tyler, what's the best part of that, having technology?
I think the best part of having technology is what you and Sister Jillian mentioned earlier is that the access to information. So, if we have a question about anything, we can literally find the answer in the palm of our hands. A quick Google search on our
Mhm.
phone. For example, if we need help with our homework or if we need ideas for recipes for cooking, You
Yeah.
can do a simple search and you have like an entire list of suggestions. And technology makes life a lot more convenient that way.
Yep. Yep. That's true. It's very, very accessible. Sister Sadie, what is the best part for you in terms of technology every day?
I like what Brother Tyler said, that information is so much more accessible, in that, everything is just a click away. Everything is like, you can access the internet so easily from your phone. Not like before, where we didn't have cell phones or internet. We had to go to the library and read
Yeah, I
books,
remember.
things like that. But nowadays, like, learning is so much easier. And even with what we're talking about with communication, like, we don't have to write letters and wait to see if we receive a letter in the mail. We have email and even like instant messaging. So everything is so much more convenient and so much more accessible, like what you said.
Yeah. How about what do you do? How about for you? What's the best thing about that for you, Sister Jillian?
I think that technology has advanced a lot. Like Sister Sadie said, that we don't have to write letters anymore. I know some people still do. I've written letters, but it's always fun to write letters. But so technology has given us a way to make that a lot easier. We have a lot more opportunities opened up because of how advanced technology is becoming today. We have such easy ways to share our faith since there are so many social media platforms. We don't have to go to them in person and, be able to do that. We have an option to be able to share our faith through technology as well. And, having both options is, really wonderful as well, because you can go ahead and engage in that in-person conversation, but as well have the ease of sending them these social media posts about the Church of Christ. So I think we just have a lot more opportunities because of the technology that we
Yeah.
have.
So access and the option of to do quite a bit, a lot of things. For me, I actually is I'm very grateful for technology. So backtrack to a little over 4 years ago. What happened 4 years ago? Everything got shut down. We couldn't go to work. Pandemic, right? Pandemic. And so for me, um, I got to work from home. I feel very blessed that we got that opportunity to work from home. And so because the nature of my job was more computer work, and so we for those who were able to work from home, that to me, that was the best part. That was such a saving grace for us, and for many of you out there who got to work from home and have that technology. And today, 4 years after, we have not gone back to the office. Some have and some didn't. My go back to the office is only like 10% of the time, and so that's a blessing too. Having technology is also a blessing. Another one is uh, so pandemic, and during the pandemic, the children couldn't go to school, right? For those of you who are still in college or in high school, even for down to the younger ones, they had to go school online. So that was different. So there were good things about having technology when it came for them for school. Um, they were able to still continue schooling. However, sometimes, there was that part where they couldn't socialize with their friends and they missed their friends. So, um, and that's when video calling came into play, right? We had video calling. And so that came basically kind of like our daily life, right? Video calling. I know we talked a lot about staying in touch with those we love and our friends. Um, we've made old friends, new friends. How did technology or social media impact your relationship with your friends, your family? How did that impact you, Sister Sadie? You have friends in the Philippines? How did that impact you?
Having technology and social media really does help me stay connected with all of my friends in the Philippines and even all over the world, because like I've made so many friends, and if I didn't have those social media accounts or technology, I wouldn't know how to stay connected with them. And then even like I have friends that are on social media that I met in elementary school and we still talk. So it's a great way to just know that there's always a way to contact them. There's always a way to see how they're doing, and always be in the know like what each other is up to.
Yeah, I think that's one of the greatest tool, having technology or having social media, staying in touch with friends. I know, Brother Tyler, your mom and dad is like 5,000 miles away, but then you being here and your parents being in Hawaii, has that made you even closer in terms of, having this technology that you get to stay in touch with them?
Yeah, Sister Flo. So even though that we are far apart, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like our relationship has gotten stronger
Mm-hmm.
because, believe it or not, we talk more now that we're distant than when we were living together. You know, I call my parents and even my siblings almost every day just
Yeah.
to share something that happened or just to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that um, technology and social media, it's really helped strengthen bonds between our loved ones, no
Yeah.
matter like how far we are from each other.
Yeah. I love that you said that, because um being away, a lot of us, especially for us who's from Hawaii, everything is family. Even and anywhere you go around the world, um, you're able to stay in touch with them. And I love how you said that you're even closer now. You talk more now. So what they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? Sister Jillian, do you got friends all over the world too?
I
Or
do. I've met a lot of friends from international and regional Kadiwa
Mhm.
activities. So being able to stay connected with them on social media has allowed us to keep our friendship going. Because without it, I wouldn't be able to know how they're doing. I'd have to buy an expensive plane ticket to go visit them. And so social media allows me to keep in contact with them and see how they're doing from time to time. Even though we don't talk every day, maybe it might go, we go months without talking, but we reconnect. It's always a nice feeling to know that you have social media to allow you to foster those, to strengthen those friendships as well. So I think that's how I've been keeping in touch with all of those friends, and also being able to keep in contact with family who are living far away. So family in the Philippines, we were able to video conference them as well and kind of check in on how they're doing. So I appreciate that social media has that way of allowing us to stay connected no matter how far we are.
I totally agree with you. Like, you've met other people from different districts. Um, for me here on INC Radio, we've made friends from all over the world. Um, and I've met not all of them, but I've met a good number of them in person. And so we continue our friendship, even online. We we message each other, see how they're doing. So yeah, it's connecting. Connecting is the thing about our social media. And let's see, Sister Jasmine Gutierrez says, as someone who's moved a lot, social media helps me keep my friends from all around the world. Right? She has quite a bit friends also, because she's there in incmedia.org being part of the podcast. Brother Jess said, sometimes distance makes us closer as long as we are worshiping, right? We remind each other, did you go to worship service? You have those conversation. What was your worship service? How did you feel about that? You can let them know what's going on with what's in what you're doing, and so that's great. Brother Andrew says, I'm thankful that during the worst of the COVID shutdown, I was able to worship thanks to both technology and the church administration. And that is quite true. Very, very true, I should say, because if it wasn't for technology and we couldn't meet in person for worship service, I don't know what would have that been. In fact, that made us even stronger in our faith, right? Okay. So a lot of us, we said we're always active on social media, right? And so sometimes we need a break. We've heard the word social media detox. And so how do we create our boundaries when it comes to social media's usage? How does that look for you, Sister Jillian?
So, when it comes to social media, it does have its pros, but there are some things that we should look out for as well whenever we're using social media. We want to make sure that even online we are Christians and that we are showcasing our beliefs as members of the Church of Christ. And when it comes to the things that we're searching up on social media, it can kind of turn into this metaphorical term called an echo chamber. And to kind of explain that a little more, an echo chamber is a space that amplifies or confirms beliefs that we already have. Another term related to this is the social media algorithm. So some of us might be experiencing searching something up on a shopping site. And then when you get off that shopping site and you're just kind of relaxing and scrolling through your social media, you see an advertisement for the exact thing that you were looking for. So this is tied into the things that we search on social media are going to be given back to us. So if there are certain content that we're looking for, that's the content that we're going to find. So I think it's important to be careful about the people that we are listening to and following to on social media, which is why that following these social media platforms from INC Media, from the INC Media organization, and also official websites from the Church of Christ, being able to surround ourselves with that type of content so that we never stray from the type of content that we're going to see on social media. So just being careful about the things that we're listening to. And, there are a lot of influencers out there, but we should be careful to always continue in using our Almighty God as the influence in our life.
That's very well said. All right. Thank you, Sister Jillian. Brother Tyler, you mentioned something before our show. You mentioned digital footprint. Tell us about that.
Oh yes, Sister Flo. So the digital footprint, what I was mentioning earlier, is that it basically means that anything that you do post online is gonna be permanently there. So to just be again careful of what we are putting out there, because it will stay there permanently. And I say this because as members of the Church of Christ, we should always be aware of how we present ourselves, even if it's online. And we should always uphold ourselves in accordance to God's teachings and the teachings of the church administration.
That is well said. Another well said. Oh, and that is important. You mentioned that we should be careful what we're posting, because for just wanted to just share, um, when we're posting, and like you said, even if it's there, and even if we take it down, it will be there. Also, we might want to also be careful when we are posting, because maybe some of us who are young, like yourselves, any one of us that may be looking for a job, we know that there's people that also looks out for us too. They might punch in our names in the search engine or and see what we are all about. And if we're not careful on what we're posting, it could be detrimental to our um, job prospects, right? What we're looking for, because we want to be able to um, get what we're wanting, the jobs that we wanting, and we don't want to hurt ourselves or jeopardize ourselves, jeopardize our future. So that is very, very important also. Yeah, Sister Jillian, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, just a quick thing. I think a cool exercise that some of us could do is to go onto a guest mode on a search browser and search up your full name to see what kind of content pops up. I think I've looked at myself on social media on a search browser sometimes just to see what's there, and so that's a good exercise to see how other people will view you
Mhm.
on social media or on technology.
Oh, that's a good one. Sister Sadie, when it comes to boundaries with social media, um, do you just shut down your social media, or what do you do when you just need a break from social media?
That's a very good question, Sister Flo. So, yes, for me, my boundaries with social media have to do with setting a time limit because like I'm very guilty of this. Like I could probably spend the whole day scrolling on my phone, scrolling on social media, watching YouTube videos and just not even notice like what's going on like the whole day or what's going on like even with my family. So just setting a time limit on it just so that I can focus on other things that are more important. And even in sharing my faith as well, like making sure that even though I might be scrolling through social media, I set also a time for sharing my faith while I'm scrolling, being able to share all of our content on all social media platforms, just so that at the same time I can be productive as well.
Yeah. And I think too that even just one thing I'm hearing from other families or other people is also to just turn off that phone sometimes. Give your phone a break and uh, have it shut down and reboot. It's the same for us too. We need to shut down and reboot also. Put aside social media. We can always go back to it when we're around people. I know it's so easy. It's there and we pick it up, and even if we're next to each other we pick it up. It's easy, but it's something we gotta unlearn, is to just stop that for a little bit and connect with the people next to you. And so putting away that phone sometimes is important. Also just wanted to mention that, make sure, I think one of us had mentioned that we we should be careful what we're taking in and what we're putting out there. Just remember that what we've learned in our worship services, let's also be aligned with that on that. So that leads us to how our ways in social media, how are ways we use social media wisely, especially for the benefit of sharing our faith. And we've kind of said that here and there in our program today. So, Sister Jillian, you want to get started with that?
Yes, Flo, thank you. I think using social media to share our faith has become extremely easy because of all of the platforms that we have. So I would say using all of the posts that you see from the official Church of Christ pages to
Mhm.
share that with your friends who aren't members yet. It's a very easy way to send some uplifting messages. If you know that they're having a hard time, you can send them a verse of the week. And there are a lot of timely episodes of a lot of the various programs that match the things that we are going through today. And being able to relate to all of that and learn from that media is a very useful tool. For me, using the Heart and Soul podcasts, it navigates a lot of situations that the young Kadiwa members are going through, Kadiwa members 18 and older and non-married members of the Church of Christ. It's able to give us a platform where we can relate on a very deep level, and also gives us solutions that are based in the teachings of God. And so I love using that way to share that with my friends and family and sharing our faith.
Yeah. So we're winding down to our almost end of our program, and I just want to just really quickly ask Sister Sadie and Brother Tyler your just takeaway. What do you want to really share out there for you? Just briefly, what is your takeaway on our topic today, Sister Sadie?
I would just like to echo that the sentiment that we always say as members of the Church of Christ, that we're always Christians even when we're online. And that also speaks to, even though people aren't like watching what you're doing, our Almighty God is always watching you. So it's just a way for us to be careful and to safeguard our faith as well. And using social media, you know, we can always invite our friends that are not members
Oops,
all of
I
our
think.
activities. Using social will be an easy tool for us to get our teachings and all of our media out there to everybody in the world with just like one click of a button, with one share. It can be all over the world and it can be very inspiring.
Yes, thank you, Brother Tyler.
I agree with what Sister Sadie said, that we should remind ourselves to always uphold ourselves as members of the Church of Christ, and then also to touch on the social media aspect of it, um, how easy it is to share our faith through the different platforms that we have, and how we can cater to what our guests need. Like, for example, if they're curious and but they don't know where to start, we can send them the link to the incmedia.org website. If they're into movies or films, then we can invite them to one of our film showings. But what if they would rather listen to something, or they don't have time to watch a film? But then they can join us here on Saturdays and listen in on our NC radio.
All right, great plug. Thank you so much, Brother Tyler. And so, technology and social media will be around, and it will evolve for a very long time, and it will be a part of our lives. So we use it to stay in touch with people, share information, and get information. We are blessed to have various platforms presented by the Church of Christ, and we've mentioned them in our program today, and they are available uh, to help us with our faith, our family. They provide us assistance in dealing with our everyday experiences. Let's take advantage of them because their contents are Bible based to edify us. And so, use that to what those are tools for us that the church administration has presented for us. And so, with our friends and family who are not members of the Church of Christ, help them to search for the truth through our media. And so ultimately, we are highly encouraged to use this privilege and be responsible. So no matter what, we are still Christians, even online. And so we go on to our activities coming up. And on November 22nd, in the local congregation of Albany, they'll be having taco making activity. I'm sure they're looking forward to that. And then here in the local congregation of Vancouver, November 16th, we'll be having the indoor sports activity they're in our Clarks County Family YMCA. November 17, this weekend already. Well, actually, we had that today. And tomorrow we have the CFO spam musubi making. And November 23, the cultural games. And then also our Kadiwa Binhi team building activity for, they're in the Clarks County Family YMCA as well, November 24. And the big event that's happening in our district coming up, and let's play that video, Kuya Tex. Our district booklet night, it will be on December 8th, 2024. The doors will open for registration on at 5 p.m. and the prayer starts at 6, and we'll have a event full of activities and just to celebrate the love between the husbands and wives there here in our district. So we invite everyone to please register. There's a link to register. And please register soon, because I wanted to, and please let everyone know who are booklet members. Booklet members are the married brethren in the Church of Christ. They it closes on November 25. So please click that link to register. I cannot emphasize enough for this activity, and let's go out there and enjoy this activity with our brothers and sisters in our district. So we love to see all of you there, and please don't miss out on the registration closeout date, November 25. Thank you for playing that, Paul. And then also I'd like to just send out a happy birthday greeting to Sister Annabelle Fitchett. That was yesterday, November 15, and the day before that, they had their wedding anniversary, Brother Mike and Sister Annabelle Fitchett. And for those of you who are celebrating your birthdays and anniversaries, happy birthday and happy anniversary. Sending out a special acknowledgement to our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister, and our brother Angelo Aranio Manalo, our CFO, coordinator, SEBC CEO, and president. We'd like to also thank you so much for staying with us throughout our program today. I'd like to send out a special thank you also to Brother Moises Cadusale, our district minister, and our assistant district minister, Brother Gino Ramillo. And we're grateful for your support, as well as all the ministers who helps us continue to send out our links as well. And just before we actually do our final extra, I'd like to just say hello to Sister Rachel Cruz, Sister Melissa Balan. She's saying, flood our social media accounts with meaningful contents. I like how Sister Jillian mentioned official websites, right, that we go to that are approved by the church administration. And also hello to Sister Rowena Bonal there from the district of La Union. Thank you for listening. I know it's super early there in the Philippines, but have a wonderful Sunday there. For all of you who's joined us in our live chat, thank you. Thank you for always supporting our weekly episode here on INC Radio Oregon. Be sure to send out this program link and share it with your friends that might find our content very useful. And come back again next week, Saturday, same time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and subscribe to INC Radio DZEM 954 on our YouTube channel. So next up in a few minutes is INC Radio Alaska. So enjoy the weather, the weekend, be good to each other. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.